Hey everybody, Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Second game of a doubleheader, 1976 Fall Classic Baseball. We got Dick Tidrow on the mound for the New York Yankees versus Steve Busby. And the Yanks have been tearing up the league. Let's look at the lineups for the Kansas City Royals. Jim Wolford in center field, Al Cowens in right field, George Brett batting third. I think I got to move Cowens up actually. Otis has been in that spot. So let's do that. Let's move up Cowens. And it's going to be Brett batting third. Otis is out. Who's playing center field? It's going to be Wolford. And in center field, Wolford is 3-0. All right, Al Cowens. Let's look at this. George Brett, John Mayberry, Hal Mcrae, Jamie Quirk, Bob Stinson, catcher, Freddie Patek, the shortstop, and finally Frank White. That is the lineup for the Kansas City Royals at Yankee Stadium. Busby, by the way, is a C. Tidrow's a B. For the Yanks, it's Rivers, White, Munson, Chambliss, Nettles, Gamble, Hendricks, Alomar, and Mason. Play ball, yells the umpire. All right, it's a 25, and that's going to be against the lefty. It's a single, otherwise it'll be a pop-up. Left side, third baseman Nettles is there. One down. Now, I've run into an issue. A couple of guys have reached out to me and said that I cut off the end of a couple of very close games, and I will be checking those games from now on. I think I know what I've been doing. I'm using a new system, an OBS it's called. And I've been cutting off the end of the game. So I'm going to check the game before I upload it, and that way I'll figure out what I'm doing. 42, and that'll be an out. That'll be a fly ball right field. Over is Gamble, and he's under it, squeezes it for out number 2. All right, George Brett, 45, and he bounces out to the shortstop. Mason on target to Chambliss at first. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. Go to the bottom of the first. No score here at Yankee Stadium. With the Yankees coming to that. Mickey Rivers, 42. And that's a pop-up center field. Back goes Patek and White. In comes Wolford. And he makes the catch for the first out. So Mickey Rivers is retired. Here's Roy White, switch hitter, batting lefty, 32, and that's a drive. That will be foul. And then he chops one to the, he's playing first baseman. And he flips to the pitcher covering, so it's a 3-1. And White is out. Here's Thurman Munson. Thurman Munson singling. The first game of the doubleheader, he singled home. Well, I'm sorry, he homered, a 3-run homer. Yanks won 4-2, and they're going for the sweep here. This is a ballpark, a righty, and that's going to be off the top of the wall. Digging for second is Munson. He's in there standing with a 2-out double. Thurman Munson gets a hold of one and drives a Steve Busby fastball into the gap. Here's Chambliss, and that's going to be again a 46, and with a lefty that's popped up. Left side, foul territory is Brett, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Go to the top of the second inning. This game plays very fast. John Mayberry, pitch from Tidrow to 63, struck him out, 1 away. Next up is Hal Mcrae. He's a right-handed hitter, and a 34 will be a bouncer up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. So McRae's on with a knock. Jamie Quirk, and Jamie Quirk shoots one to the right side, and that's through. Runner on a W arm will advance, otherwise he's going to hold up. So first and second now. Quirk is on with a single, so back-to-back singles here with 1 out, and it's Bob Stinson. Switch hitter batting from the left side at 31, and that's bounced past the diving Alomar. And the center fielder will come over Rivers and he'll play it. And the bases are going to be loaded. So back to back to back singles. With only 1 out, so Tidrow's got himself a predicament, as they say. Here's Freddie Patek. Infield's going to play back. We're allowing a run to score. It's going to be a 33, and that is ripped to left. Base hit. And center fielder Rivers will come over and make the play. There's going to be a play at the plate. We're going to roll a die, and he is out at the plate. So scoring is Mcrae, and Quirk is going to try to score, and he is out 8-2. And runner will advance, so it's going to be second and third now. RBI single for Patek. Second runner is thrown out at the plate. Was it 2? Oh, it was a single. Okay, it was a single with it was single with center field cutting it off. All right, single to right center field, and center field Mickey Rivers cut it off. So it's 2 outs now. And here's Frank White. Pitch to White, that'll be a 23, and that is bounced to second base. Alomar has got it and throws out White. Now Alomar is covering for Randolph. He's probably under the weather for some reason. I don't know why. Steve Busby against Greg Nettles in the bottom of the second inning. That's a 15. That is a fly ball left center field. Over is Mcrae. 1 down. Oscar Gamble's next with a 64, and that'll be a bouncer to first base, played by Mayberry, who steps on the bag ahead of Gamble. 2-away. And up comes Hendricks, the lefty hitter, 45. And has a ripped one to right, but Cowens is right there, L9, and that retires the side. 3 up and 3 down. All right, Jim Wolford's leading off here in the top of the third. Here's a pitch. That is a 23, and that'll be a bouncer to the shortstop. Mason covers the ground and makes an accurate throw to first for the first out of the inning. Next up is Cowens with a 25, and that's bounced to second base. And Alomar up the middle sets his feet and throws out Cowens. 2 down. We're in the third here with 2 outs. And here's George Brett. Brett bounced out to shortstop. 54 chart. It's going to be a check to center field with the error. 20 will be no error. And that's Rivers. Runs it down. Snow cone catch. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. And we go bottom of the third. Alomar with a 65, -8. That's going to be a 10. A 20 is ripped and caught by the third baseman. L5. So hit it on the screws, but right at Brett, who's positioned perfectly. 1 down. Here's Mason with a 44, and that's a fly ball center field. And right there is Wolford. 2 down. And here's Mickey Rivers. Mickey Rivers down to 367, a 46, and a 20. That's going to be a bases empty wildest pop out to the shortstop. And this is a collision with injuries. That's a shortstop. It's pop out to the third baseman. So it's Brett and Patek, and Brett calls him off. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. I play actual lineups. I don't play injuries. All right, John Mayberry is leading off here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch from Tidrow. He's got a good card, by the way. 45 and a 13 is bounced to Chambliss, who's playing first, and he steps on the bag ahead of the slow-footed John Mayberry. Hal Mcrae is next. He's singled in the 2nd inning, and this is a bounce to the short. That is Mason charging, fires on the run, and gets his man. 6-3, 2 down. Here's Jamie Quirk. That's going to be a 45, and that is cracked to right. Gamble over in right center field. He settles under it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. 3 up and 3 down. 1-0 Royals. Scored a run in the 2nd inning. And it's going to be White leading off. Munson and Chambliss. Heart of the order for the Yanks. With a 52, that's an error check, and a 5 may be an error. May very well be an error. 52 is on the left fielder, Mcrae, and will Mcrae get there? No. It's going to be he drops the ball. So that's an E7, and that puts White on at first. Something you don't see very often is an outfielder drop a ball. Here's Thurman Munson. Going to try to hit and run, get something going. There goes the runner, and that's a 7, a 34. And that's going to be a fly ball center field. Center fielder Wolford. 1 down. Chris Chambliss is next. Here's the pitch from Busby. 55, and that is stroked. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the right with the wall. Let's see if White can score. And he will score. He will. Opposite field double for Chambliss. The game is tied. Unearned run, by the way. So Chambliss is on at second base with a double. Not a double, a double. And here is Nettles with a 44. That is going to be a line and drops in, base hit. Let's see if Chambliss can score. Ooh, right fielder Cowens is an A arm, so he'll be able to score 1-3. We're going to try to score him, and he is out. 9-2. All right, we go top of the 5th. The Yanks did tie the game on that double. So it's 1-1. We go to top of the 5th. And who's going to bat? It's going to be Stinson, Bob Stinson, who singled earlier with a 31. And that's bounced up the middle and into center field for a base hit. His 2nd knock of the day. Wait a second. Hold on. Gamble's up. There's only 2 outs. Only 2 outs. And that was, so Gamble is up. And we're going to use that for Gamble, and that's going to be a base hit. Let's see. And stopping at second is Nettles, so it's first and second. And here's Elrod Hendricks. First and second, 2 outs. Tie game. 14, and that's a bounce to Chambliss at first to retire the side. So 1 run on 3 hits in the error. Actually 2 hits, 3 hits and an error. Game is tied. Here's Bob Stinson. We put a hit for him already. We wrote it in. And it's going to be a 52 and an error check, and that's going to be grounded to Patek at short, who makes the play. 1 away. I'm sorry, Mason, who makes the play. 1 down. Here's Freddie Patek. Pitch from Tidrow at 21. Struck him out. That's the 2nd strikeout of the day for Tidrow. And here's Wolford with a 46 and a 6, and he's a righty, and that's going to be a pop-up and in foul territory. Here's Wolford. Actually, it's White. White should be up. Excuse me, my fault. White is up 22, and that's lined Struck him out. All right, third strikeout for Tidrow. 3 up, 3 down. And Alomar's next. Sandy Alomar. Yes, sirree. 63. That's going to be a bounce to the short. Played by Patek. Throw low. Scooped out by Mayberry. Here's Mason. Very poor hitting outfielder. And that's going to be a fly ball. Shallow fly to left field. Over is Mccray. And here's Mick the Quick. Pitch to Mickey, it's a 14, and that's a bouncer to the first baseman. Mayberry takes it himself, 3 up and 3 down, go top of the 6th. Jim Wolford's leading off. Wolford's 0 for 2. He's popped up and grounded out. That's a 22, and that's going to be ball 4. He's going to get a chance to steal, and there he goes. A throw down from Munson, and he is out. Munson guns him down at second base. So it's a walk and a caught stealing. The next one's a righty, so it's a 2-4. Second baseman covering. And Cowan's nobody on now. And that's going to be a snake eyes fly ball right field. On the run is Gamble, and Gamble comes up with it. Great play. Even the dogs are excited. George Brett. That's a 55, and that is ripped down the line into the right field corner, and that's going to be at least 2. Brett with a big turn, and he puts on the brakes, gets back to second with a 2-out double. Excuse me, I'm choking. All right, we got a good game here. Top of the 6th inning. It's 1-1 KC, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. New York Yankees, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, 2 outs. And it's a Brett doubles here with 2 outs. So he's on at second base. And up comes John Mayberry. Here's the pitch from Tidrow, and that's going to be a 54 chart. Look up. And it's going to be a 14. Tidrow's wild pitch number is going to be an 8, so it's blocked by the catcher. No advance by Brett. And let's another pitch to Mayberry. And that's a 45 this time, the opposite of 54, and that's going to be a fly ball to right. Gamble is there. Puts it away, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Roy White leading it off. Here's a pitch from Steve Busby, who's a C today, and he's pitching extremely well, a 25, and that'll be a fly ball center field. Out there is Wolford, Jim Wolford, playing center field today instead of Amos Otis. Fall Classic Baseball, probably one of the top 5 games that I play. Probably in the top 3. You could make an argument for the top 3 of games that I play in terms of how easy it is to play and how detailed it is, and definitely gives you all it fills all the expectations that I have for a game. I need all the players because I like using those guys who played in 3 games or 6 games or 12 games in a season. I love that. It's a big part of baseball. I feel it's a big part of baseball. Those outsiders who get a chance to contribute, and they do. It gives you a ton of seasons, so it's never like, oh, they don't have that season, I can't, I have to go play it with another game. I play other games, and there are other good games, you know. And plus, the good thing about this game, it's very accessible. You have PDFs available for $20, and sometimes he does buy 2 get 1 free around Christmas. And it just gives you the players are really well rounded in terms of identifying what differentiates one player from the next. In other words, no 2 players are alike. You've got, defensive ratings, you got arm ratings, you got error ratings, you got range ratings, you got stolen base ratings, you know, you have hit and run ratings for every player, and you have, of course, strikeouts and splits, and you get all that. Particularly in the outfield, you know, it makes a big difference if you have a strong arm or an average arm or a weak arm. Huge difference in this game. Other games doesn't make that much of a difference, but this game does. So 1 out, bottom of the 6th. It's all tied at once. We got a good close game going here, and it's going to be Thurman Munson today. He doubled in the 1st, flied out in the 4th. See what he does here. And Steve Busby lets her fly. A 53 and a 17. That's going to be a range check, and that's going to be by the diving shortstop, Patek. No way Patek with a 12 is going to get to that. I rolled a 17, so that's way above that. So that single gets through the left side, and Munson is on at first. We got a runner at first. 1 out. Here's Chris Chambliss. Pitch to Chambliss. He swings, and a 43 is going to be a fly ball to left center field. Wolford and Mcrae come together, and it's Mcrae who makes the catch. So Chambliss drives in to the opposite field to Hal Mcrae, and here's Greg Nettles. Good power, Nettles. 36, and that's going to be a deep fly to right field, just like we predicted. That's way back. Cowens on the track, and Cowens makes the catch. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we move to the top of the 7th inning. A deep fly out off the bat of Nettles. All right, Hal Mcrae. He leads off, and that's a 26 against a lefty. That's a single, otherwise it's popped up. Rivers in center. 1 down. Jamie Quirk is next. But it struck him out, and that is strikeout number 4 for Tidrow. A lot of strikeouts on this card, just has not hit on a lot of them in this game. Here's Stinson, Bob Stinson. He plays. I remember him playing the following year with he's the catcher for the Seattle Mariners. 24. That's a hit by pitch number. It's 1-3, and he's got a -2, so that brings it down to a 1, and we rolled a 2, so no hit by pitch. So it will be an out, fly ball center field. No runs, no hits. All right. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Oscar Gamble leading it off. He's 1 for 2 today. Now, he's really struggled. He's batting 173. In reality, he batted 232. And that's a 43. That'll be an out. Oh, it's base on balls. Busby walks him. So Gamble's on at first. His base running ability is an A, average. All right, here's Elrod Hendricks. And we roll a 33 for Elrod, but that's going to be line drive to center field, and right there is Wolford, L8. So he rips it, but right at the center fielder for out number 1. Sandy Alomar is next. Sandy with a 46 and a 16. That's going to be a ballpark, and he's a switch hitter, so he's batting lefty. 16 is going to be popped up left side. Brett in foul territory, and Brett is there near the stands and makes the catch for out number 2. And here's the light hitting Mason at 140. Here's a pitch, and that's a 54. I'm going to check the 54 chart. Number is a 3. That's going to be at least a wild pitch, if not a pass ball for Stinson. Let's see what Stinson's got. Nope, it's going to be a wild pitch. Steve Busby with a wild pitch of 1-4, and I rolled I got a 3, so that just is a wild pitch. So he maybe had 1 wild pitch that season. But Gamble's going to go to second on a ball that scoots past the catcher Stinson and bounces off the backstop. So now we're going to pinch hit here with a runner in scoring position, and we're going to bring in Carlos May, who's been really tearing up the league in this replay. Carlos May, I'll tell you. Carlos May's batting, 341. He will bat for Jim Mason, and then we'll bring in Fred Chicken Stanley. Let's grab him so we have him ready. We've got another excellent game here. I've been having trouble where I've been cutting off the last half inning of these close games, and I know what I've been doing. I usually, anyway, I'm pretty sure I know what I've been doing. You know, I'm using a new product, and I'm just getting used to it, so that won't be happening anymore. So it's going to be Carlos May facing Steve Busby here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Now we could make a pitching change and bring in a lefty. They've been warming up for a while. Busby's still not tired, but he is a C. And we do have Tom Hall to bring in. Mark Littell as well. He's our ace. We're in the bottom of the 7th, and we don't have we got a lot of tired pitchers because the previous game I used a lot of pitchers. Actually, this is the second game of a doubleheader. So we're gonna push Busby for that reason. Here's a pitch. Carlos May swings from the left side, left-handed hitter, batting 341 for the Yanks with 1 home run. And the pitch, that's a 16, and that'll be a bouncer to second baseman Frank White. Gobbles it up and throws out May. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And we're going to have a new shortstop. That's going to be Fred Chicken Stanley. Now the card quality, if you buy the cards, these are printed out by me, and I use kind of thin cards, a little bit like a Stratomatic style. I think I use a 90. I think Strat uses like a 60 or 64 or something, or 70 or something like that. Card size, width. But the cards that he sells are very, very, they're excellent. They've got a little gloss on them to protect them. And here's Freddie Patek, Dick Tidrow facing Patek here in the top of the 8th inning. A 1-1 ball game, so you couldn't ask for a better game. And it's going to be a 25, and that's going to be bounced to the shortstop, picked up by Stanley, and Stanley throws high, but nice stretch by Chambliss. So Stanley knew that he had to charge the ball with Patek running, and got it, and threw him out. Here's Frank White. And that's a 34. That'll be bounced up the middle and through for a base hit. So White is on with a 1-out single. And he's not given an F, he's given an A, but it is what it is. Here's Jim Woolford now. We're going to try a hit and run with Jim Woolford. I think I did one with the Yankees, and I'm not a big hit and run guy. I like to try about 1 per game. I feels like the right time. That's going to be a 5. That's grounded to first baseman Chambliss, and moving to second will be Frank White, so he's in scoring position. We avoid the double play or the force out by using that hit and run, so it's an effective hit and run. Oh, and I put the, sound like Homer Simpson, you hear me? Ho, 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 ho. Sound like Homer Simpson. All right, Al Cowens, Dick Tidrow versus Al Cowens, top of the 8th. Now, Tidrow's gone 27 batters, so he can go until he allows a hit or a run. Very, very simple endurance system, and you don't need anything more complicated. It works great. He keeps on going until he basically allows a hit or a run, and then he becomes shelled, which, you know, a lot of people say, I don't know, I don't talk to a lot of people, so some people have mentioned that it is too much of a punishment, like it's too extreme. Well, basically the way I see it is, by this point, as he's approaching his 27, he's already getting tired. In other words, the closer he gets to his maximum batters faced, he's getting tired slowly, so I could have pulled him before he reached that point. Now he's at 27, and I'm pushing him. I'm pushing him. He's at the edge of being ineffective, but I'm still holding out to see if he's got that little extra that he can reach back for. You see, it's just about the interpretation of the grand scheme of the game that you're playing. You know, what did the designer intend? So he wants you to definitely take the pitcher out. That's why he's making it such an extreme consequence when you become shelled as a pitcher. He doesn't want you to. He doesn't want to get to that point and now say, "Well, let them know." That's the system that he devised. So right now he's already kind of getting tired. The minute he gives up a hit or a run, now he's basically has nothing left in the tank. So Cowens is up. Tidrow's gone. 27-28. He's still good because he hasn't given up a walk or a hit, so he can still pitch. But I do have guys up, and that's going to be ripped to center field for a base hit. And who will play that? That's left center field, and Roy White's going to take a hold of that. And runner will score on this. And the Royals have taken the lead. Coming around to score is Frank White. And an RBI, 2-out RBI single for Al Cowens on that 44 that I rolled. And that's going to be it for Tidrow. We're going to pull him. I got Grant Jackson. Oh. Yeah, well. This is a situation that I've run into where I've got Grant Jackson. We're losing 2-1. I'm going to let Tidrow, who is shelled, pitch to another batter. I usually never do this, but because I'm using Tidrow now. He's one of my relievers for the second game of a doubleheader, and in the first game, I used Lyle. So I only have one guy in the bullpen. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 46 and a 5, and that is a foul ball. So he pulls one foul into the right field corner. And here's a pitch again. So Tidrow's now basically shelled at this point, which all these become hits, and these become walks. And it's going to be a 41. That's a base on balls. That's simple. So a walk to Brett. And here's John Mayberry, first and second, 2 out. Shelled pitcher. Here's a pitch, and that's a 34. That'll be a base hit. Will runner score from second? He does, and Brett will go to third, and that's going to be it. So that's what happens when you got fatigued pitchers. And we're going to go to the bullpen. We're going to grab Grant Jackson. The Yankees better not tie this game up because now I got one pitcher. And Grant Jackson can go 14. I can always push that and let him go a little bit longer. Let's see what kind of stuff he will have. He will have his B stuff. And it's Hal Mcrae. Let me take a quick sip of my lemonade. All right, here's a pitch. And a 62 will be a fly ball right field. Gamble is there. And the Royals come up with 2 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits and a walk. And they've taken a 3-1 lead. All right, bottom of the 8th inning. Busby is going to be facing Rivers, and we're going to pull him. You know what? He's still okay, so we're going to let him pitch. And that is a 42 to Rivers, which will be a fly ball, right field. Cowens. And Rivers is 0 for 4 today. His batting average is about 363 now. He was up at 390 like 10 days ago. Make the quick. Check him out on Facebook. He actually has a Facebook page. He's always putting up shots of him and old timers, you know, at get-togethers, gatherings, dinners, all that stuff, signings. He was a character and a half. He was essential. He was so important to those Yankee teams from 76 to 1979. Unfortunately, they traded him away in 1980, I believe it was, and he had a crazy year. He was lights out. He was raking over in Texas. Batted like 335, and the Yankee center fielder was terrible. What's his name? Bobby Brown, batted 260. So, you know, George Steinbrenner didn't really know what he's doing all the time. So he got lucky with a couple of trades in 76 that made two big trades that brought Doc Ellis and Willie Randolph over, and brought Mickey Rivers and Ed Figueroa over. Both those two guys, you know, performed just amazingly for the Yankees in the 76, 78, 77, 78 World Series seasons. And of course, Jim Catfish Hunter had a great year in 70. Well, probably his last best year in 76. But 76, they got a lot of help. He's got Holtzman, he's got Doyle Alexander. Got a lot going on in 76. Yankees have a good staff in 76. Anyway, there's one out. Roy White is up next. Here's Busby, and that's going to be a 45. That's going to be a pop-up center field. Wolford racing in, and he gets there for out number 2. Yanks are down 3-1 here in the 8th. And it's Thurman Munson. Thurman Munson's 2 for 3 today. What is he batting? 321. He batted 302 that season. And that's going to be a 35, which will be a fly ball to right. And making the grab is Cowens. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. And Busby is pitching, doing a great job. Oh, by the way, the only run he's allowed, he should be actually A. I just realized that the only run he allowed is an error. A run on an error. So he's been pitching below his ability. Wow, so he's pitching a shutout. He had 1 complete game. This is going to be it in 13 starts. So if he can get through the bottom of the 9th. Here's the top of the 9th. We're going to have Quirk, Stinson, and Patek against Grant Jackson. Jamie Quirk, he plays all kinds of positions. That's a 31, and that's a base hit for Quirk. He's on with a single. He's 2 for 4 now. Was thrown out at the plate earlier in the game by center fielder Rivers. Here's Bob Stinson, who's going to bunt, and that is a good bunt to the third base. 5-4. Going to second for an insurance run is Quirk. Let's check Quirk's base running ability. That's an A. All right, and I have a lot of tutorials. Check out my tutorials for this game. I have probably about I don't know, I'd say about 10 to 15 tutorials on this game. All different styles, all different lighting, all different camera angles, all different stuff. So if you don't like one, check out another, and I go over every little aspect. I even have tutorials for each card, like the batter card, the pitcher card. I have it for the fast action card. I go over that. I go for the charts. I go over every chart. So you can look at all those as well. I play other games besides this, but this is a very enjoyable game, very easy to play. As you see, it flows. There's very little thinking involved. It's just basically the game itself and the strategy and learning the players and making the moves. Here's Freddie Patek. Patek today is 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He drove in Hal Mcrae in that second inning when the Royals scored their first run. Here's the pitch. Little Freddie Patek chops down at the ball. And that's going to be right back to the pitcher, Grant Jackson. Fires to first and throws him out. Was there a runner on? Oh, and Grant Jackson's arm is weak, so the runner will advance and go to third on that. Weak arm pitcher allows the runner to advance. So now Quirk goes to third. And I'll write in the little corner how he got there. Number 8 batter pushed him. Oh, was that the third out? No. No, that was not the third out. Wait a second. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, hold on a second. I never wrote it in. I've been busy talking. Chambliss was up. No, Munson flied out. Hold on a second. Oh, I see what I've been doing. Okay, all right, okay. All right, so Munson flied out, and then it was the top of the order. It was a single, Quirk single, and then a sack to the third baseman, runner to second. And a ground ball with runner will advance right back to Tapper, right back to Jackson. And here's Frank White. Frank White today is 1 for 3. Scored a run. Here's a pitch to White. And it's a 66. That's going to be a drive in the gap. Where is White? Wait, hold on a second. Where is White here? There he is, Frank White. 66 and a 17 is going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to be one hop off the wall. Coming around to score. Scoring easily is Quirk. He's on third base and into second base with a 2-out RBI double. Is Frank White. That's the 4th run of the game. He drives in batter number 6. Here's Jim Wolford with a 12, and that's a comebacker. Grant Jackson makes the play. 1 run comes in on 2 hits, and it's 4-1. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Let's see if the Yankees have a comeback in their bones. It's going to be Chambliss, Nettles, and Gamble. Oh, that was almost going to be a home run. That's a 62, and that's a fly ball left center field. Hal Mcrae calls off Jim Wolford. 1 away. Next is Nettles, 45, and that'll be a ball 4. So Busby walks Nettles. That puts the tying run on deck. Oscar Gamble with good power. Now he's got a shutout going, so the difference, well, it's not a shutout, but he's only allowed an earned run, so he's an A pitcher, so that's where I'm going to let him go. Actually, you know what? If there's no shutout, I think I got to pull him. I got to pull him. And I'm going to bring in Mark Littell. See what kind of stuff Littell will have. He will have his C stuff. Uh-oh. So Littell's going to come in. Pick up the save. Let's grab Littell. You do get every single player for every team. Littell will have his C stuff. So let me grab a... I use these Post-its and I just cut them up with a scissor because it helps me focus on the column. I like the fact that pitchers are having good days and bad days. I love that aspect of this game because you may have you think you have your best pitcher, but then he may be having his worst day, so you have to kind of manage around that. I like that aspect of it. All right, so Chambliss walked. Nope, he flied out, and then it was Nettles who walked, and now it's Oscar Gamble against Mark Littell. Here's a pitch. And that's going to be a 36, and that'll be a strikeout. Swings and misses at a Littell fastball. And here's Elrod Hendricks. He's 0 for 3 today. So the Yanks are down to their last out, 4-1. KC. KC, 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. New York, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. Here's a pitch. That's going to be a 12, which will be a tapper right back to Littell. Feels it cleanly, throws out Hendricks, and the ball game is over, my friends. Let's write in all the quick data. 4, 4, 10, and 1 for the Royals, and 1, 5, and 0 for the Yankees. Kansas City record, well, the Kansas City record is 49 and 29. Yankees record is 59 and 17. They're starting to lose games now. And Tidrow will take the loss. That's his first loss of the season, 6-1. And Busby will get the victory. He'll be 6-5. And Littell picks up his 8th save. Let's see if there's any home runs in this game. I don't think so. That's my cat. I'll let her out in a second. That's about it. So final score. In the second game of the doubleheader, the Yanks won the first game 4-2 on a Munson first inning 3-run home run. There was a game that lasted 13 innings, and the Yankees won that one. That was on the Monday, and then Tuesday there was a doubleheader. So they used a lot of pitchers. They used Kansas City in that yesterday's game, Monday's game. This is Tuesday, right? In 76 Yankee schedule world. So the Yanks also used 3 pitchers. They didn't use Tidrow because Tidrow was going to be used the following day. So anyway, we used a lot of pitchers in this 2-game set because it was one day that went into 13 innings. The first day, the second day was a doubleheader, so that made it all tricky. And that's it. No runs, no hits. So 1 left, the walk, and the KC, the Royals win it. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. And this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to like and subscribe. It helps us beat the algorithm. And that's about it. And I will see you guys soon. Remember to comment and tell me, let me know what you think of the game. Take care.